The Autistic Self-Advocacy Network presents A Self-Advocate's Guide to the Americans with Disabilities Act. Threats to the ADA. A lot of people want to make the ADA a worse law. They want to do that for a lot of different reasons. This section will talk about how people try to make the ADA worse. We will also talk about why people want to make the ADA worse. What are ADA notification bills? Some people think that people with disabilities start too many ADA lawsuits. They think people with disabilities are greedy. They think our lawyers are greedy. They think we want to take money from businesses. This is not true. We can't make money from ADA lawsuits. But people still think we are starting lawsuits for bad reasons. So they came up with something called ADA notification bills. ADA notification bills are ideas for a new law. They would make people with disabilities wait before starting ADA lawsuits. There are a few different ways they might make people wait. For example, Lynn has a wheelchair. A new restaurant has opened near her. The ADA says the restaurant has to have a ramp to get in, but the restaurant has no ramp. Lynn can't get in. The ADA notification bill says Lynn can't start an ADA lawsuit yet. First, she has to send a letter to the restaurant. She has to get a lawyer to help her write the letter. The letter has to tell the restaurant exactly how they didn't follow the ADA. Then, she has to wait 4 months. That gives the restaurant time to build the ramp. But after 4 months, there is still no ramp. Now, Lynn can start an ADA lawsuit against the restaurant. ADA notification bills are not the law yet. It would be really bad if they became the law. There are lots of things wrong with ADA notification bills. They won't work if you're going somewhere at a set time. For example, if you're going to a wedding, you can't wait for another time. Starting a lawsuit won't help if the wedding has already happened. No other civil rights law makes you wait to start a lawsuit. It would be bad if we let this happen to people with disabilities. It might start happening to other groups, like people of color. People with disabilities will get our rights less. We might not understand the new rules about ADA lawsuits. We might think it is too hard to wait so long, so we might not fight for our rights. This is why ASAN thinks ADA notification bills are bad. They are a big threat to the ADA. What are some wrong ideas about the ADA? Some people think that the ADA has too many rules. They think the rules are really hard to follow. They think some of the rules are not important. They say following the rules costs too much money. This is not true. People, governments, and businesses get lots of help to follow the law. There are lots of places to ask for help understanding the ADA. The ADA has also been the law for 30 years. Everyone had 30 years to figure out the rules. Maybe they should spend less time complaining and more time learning the rules. All of the ADA rules are important. They make sure we aren't discriminated against. They help make places and services accessible. Without these rules, we would not be treated fairly. We would not get to be part of our communities. The ADA tells governments and businesses to make things accessible, but it doesn't give them money to make things accessible. Some people think the ADA is unfair. They think the law should give out money to make things accessible. It would be great if the ADA gave money to help make things accessible, but it's still important to follow the law anyway. The ADA gives people with disabilities our rights. We deserve the same rights as everyone else. We deserve these rights no matter what. We have the right for things to be accessible to us. We need the ADA to make sure we get those rights. Also, businesses can get money back from following the ADA. They can keep some extra money from their taxes. What is the biggest threat to the ADA? People have a lot of wrong ideas about our rights. Those wrong ideas are the biggest threat to the ADA. These ideas keep people from following the ADA. Lots of people think that the rights of people with disabilities are not important, less important than the rights of non-disabled people, too hard to give us, too hard to understand. That is why there are bills that would make the ADA worse. That is why some people, governments, and businesses don't follow the ADA. When people don't follow the ADA, we get left out. We get left out of buildings, important meetings about us, websites, the community. We need to tell people how important the ADA is. We need to change what people think about the ADA. We need to fight for our ADA rights. Autistic Self-Advocacy Network. For more information, visit our website, autisticadvocacy.org.